And I'm just gonna start to get some color down. And I have a lot of pigment there, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some more water and kind of just move that around, scrub it around a little bit. We're gonna be collaging on top of this, so we are not concerning ourselves with a color palette or a scheme. We're just want to test drive our colors, see what they're about. You'll have plenty of time to decide if you want a dominant color later. So for right now, just lots of water, and I'm using the brush by dragging it in this flat motion, which helps the paint spread around nice and quickly. Now where I have water on these two colors, the purple and the orange start to mingle together. They blur, their borders blur into each other. We call that, and this word every single time, I'm gonna just tell you the truth, it's a very sensual thing because they're co-mingling. Look at the co-mingle here. They're not mixing into a new color, but they're blending and blurring, co-mingling right next to each other. And it creates this very nice, soft introduction of purple to orange and orange to purple, but it's not making a new color. So the way we can get some commingling going is keep a nice watery edge. And then as we bring in another color, I'll bring in some green, they're just naturally gonna flow by each other, just very naturally. And I'm just gonna turn my paper because I like to turn and have a different perspective.
You don't spray directly on the paper.
We'll talk about that in a second. That's excellent. Right now we are doing, to Lynn's point, we're doing a technique called wet on dry, meaning we're taking the wet medium of watercolor and applying it to a dry surface, applying it to dry paper. And since we're talking about that, find a dry spot on your paper, get your spray bottle and spritz your paper. Go ahead and spritz. And after you've spritzed, put some paint on there and notice the reaction and how it blooms. It blooms, and this is called the wet on wet technique. And now the watercolor spreads out a little bit more. There's a softening of it. It blooms. We call that blooming. This is an excellent, excellent technique to use, for example, if you're making a landscape artwork and you want soft clouds, then you would spritz that sky and get your nice soft clouds going on in there.